What is culture shock? Jamal is a young man who has been in New York City for 5 months and is studying at an American university. When he first got to the United States, everything seemed exciting and wonderful. He met a lot of new students that he immediately became friends with. He got acquainted with a number of Americans, most of whom were kind and helpful to him. He fell in love with many aspects of New York, including its towering downtown skyscrapers and its amazing subway system. That was 5 months ago. Now things have changed considerably. The Americans he has met don't seem as kind or helpful as they did at the beginning. His friends, some of whom he continues to see regularly, are still here, but many of them don't have time to get together anymore. The subway, which he was initially so impressed with, now just seems dirty, noisy, and much too crowded. The skyscrapers, which had previously seemed so magnificent, now make him feel dwarfed. New York simply just isn't as wonderful as it was at the beginning. What has happened? Jamal is suffering from culture shock, a type of disorientation often resulting from a change to a new locale, a new social setting, or a new country. We can identify 4 stages of culture shock: honeymoon, negotiation, adjustment, and mastery. Honeymoon. Jamal has had the honeymoon stage, but just as newly married couples discover after their honeymoon, the initial period of joyful excitement experienced by people in a new culture doesn't last. The delight they felt with the new food, the new language, and their new surroundings is replaced by the feelings of frustration that will characterize the next stage. Negotiation. 3 months or more after one has made an entry into a new culture, the honeymoon stage is generally replaced by the negotiation stage. This stage is normally characterized by negative feelings, examples of which include anxiety, loneliness, and homesickness. Jamal is lacking the support of his parents, his extended family, and his friends. Even worse, he has been having trouble communicating with others. Whereas Americans were previously impressed with his mastery of English, suddenly people don't seem to understand him very well. He can't find the kinds of food he wants to eat. He longs for the friends, family, and the customs he has been accustomed to in his native land. Jamal's stage of negotiation is probably the most difficult of the 4 stages for anyone experiencing culture shock to get through. Adjustment. Somewhere between 6 and 12 months, there usually begins a period of adjustment characterized by a gradual acceptance of the new culture. Jamal, tiring of his months of negativity, has come around to the idea that New York City might be worth living in after all. His several months of discontent have gradually given way to a kind of maturity involving acceptance of the culture and adopting a more normal lifestyle. Mastery. Sometime in his 2nd year of living in New York, Jamal reaches the stage of mastery, in which he feels comfortable with the culture and is again content to be here. In this period, often called the bicultural stage, Jamal has attained the ability to participate completely in the New York culture and regard it favorably. This does not mean that he has been converted into an American. It does mean that he is flexible enough to keep many aspects of his native culture while adopting those parts of his new culture that appeal to him. Jamal wasn't able to avoid culture shock, but he was able to master it.